Y'all know I love citrus flavors, especially in the summertime. And with the heat and the humidity in the southeast right now, I could use a little vacation. But that's not in the cards for me at the moment. So instead, I'll settle for a vacation in a cupcake by trying this new recipe for these super cute key lime cupcakes. I cannot wait to give these a try. This is my sweet mess, and welcome to my kitchen, where every week I make a mess trying new recipes in the pursuit of something sweet. I'm warning you now, with this recipe, I'm gonna be a bit of a harsh critic because I love key lime pie. It's a dessert I look forward to anytime I make it to the beach. As I've gotten older, there are certain dishes or treats that I prefer to enjoy in certain places because I know they're gonna be absolutely wonderful. Gosh, like I like getting seafood when I'm close to the coast, that kind of a thing. And key lime pie is just something I love to get when I go to Florida. Do y'all know what I mean? Do y'all have any treats that you look forward to when you travel? Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm just I'm just weird like that. I am really excited about this recipe because looking at the ingredient list, there should be a really strong lime flavor with the cupcakes. Sometimes, I don't know if you've had this experience, but sometimes citrus desserts only have a very subtle citrus flavor, which is not what I want. If it's a key lime cupcake, I want to know it with the first bite. Now, this recipe calls for key lime extract. I couldn't find key lime specific extract, so I'm just using lime extract in addition to the lime juice and the lime zest. And I'll let you know if I feel like the extract really impacts the recipe. I don't know about you, but buying a specialty ingredient like that always makes me, kind of raise an eyebrow if it's worth it. So I'll let you know at the end. So what I did is I got half the dry mixture in my bowl, and then I'll do half sour cream, half dry, half sour cream. Am I ending on sour cream? That doesn't seem right. Hang on. These cupcakes are meant to be very, very light. So I'm just gonna keep this mixer on low and turn it off as soon as that flour is just barely incorporated into the rest of the batter. Another ingredient that I don't have on hand, is key limes. Now, I keep regular limes in my house at all times. That kind of rhymed. But not key limes, which got me wondering, is there really that big of a difference in flavor? And my Florida viewers, please forgive me for asking that question. Now, when I go to the grocery store, I can see that regular limes are obviously much bigger than key limes. Key limes are smaller than a golf ball. But from a baking perspective, and frankly from a price perspective, what's the big difference? What's all the hoopla about key limes, Well, apparently key limes are very tart and slightly sweet, whereas regular limes are very acidic and sour. Regular limes are really juicy, and key limes, aren't as much. Pop it off. There we go. Oh, that was not as tight on there as I would have liked. Can I just say, my goodness, this batter smells fantastic. All right, let me get my little pan. I've got here a 3 tablespoon scooper. Let's see if that works. Now, this batter is very light and fluffy. This is so easy to work with. Big fan already. Now, the original recipe said I should get 12 cupcakes, but I can tell I might get a little bit more than that because I think I can get 15 cupcakes out of this. Maybe not. Gosh, it's so hard to tell. Normally with cupcake batter, you put it in the tray or in the liner and it kind of fills the space, right? Well, this is not really doing that, which as a chronic overfiller of cupcakes makes me want to keep filling the cupcake up, but I don't know that I'm supposed to do that. Oh gosh. So in the end, I ended up with 14 cupcakes. What I'm going to do is go ahead and pop these guys into our preheated 350 degree oven for about 16 to 18 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Then we'll let the cupcakes cool in the pan for about 5 minutes and then transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely. The cupcakes are cooling behind me, so let's get started on some key lime cream cheese frosting, which sounds like a lot of flavor in a frosting. Now it is time for my arch enemy, powdered sugar. I'm gonna add just a little bit at first. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Once all of the powdered sugar has been very carefully added to the butter and cream cheese mixture, we gotta make sure to beat the frosting for a full 2 minutes. This is supposed to help make the frosting super fluffy. Normally I would skip this step, or I'd let it go for about 30 seconds and then call it good. But the original recipe made a point to bold and underline letting it go for 2 minutes. So I'm guessing that is a hint that it's important. Okay, it has been a full 2 minutes, and I'll admit that frosting does look very light and very fluffy. To no one's surprise, I'm sure, I'm adding a little bit more salt than the recipe called for because I love a nice salty contrast to sweet frosting. Plus, salt and lime pair really nicely together. I learned recently that people skip adding salt to desserts, especially frosting, but I'm telling you guys, the salt really sets it off. I don't know the science behind it, I'm just going from experience. Salt and butter are delicious, which is why they are in cakes, cupcakes, and frosting. Alright, the frosting texture for this recipe is a little tricky. It needs to be creamy and spreadable, but thick enough to hold a shape. Admittedly, I have a bit of a bumpy track record with frosting, and I am notorious for keeping my frosting too thick. So thick that it's hard to pipe, but I think this actually looks okay. If anything, it might be on the thin side. Gosh, I don't know. We're gonna go for it. I think it'll be okay. I say this with confidence. Let's frost these cupcakes. If you don't have a piping bag or a piping tip, you can just use a Ziploc bag with the corner cut off or a butter knife. It doesn't really matter. As long as the frosting gets on the cupcakes, you have accomplished your goal. Get that frosting down the bag. Perfect. Overfilled the bag again. Okay, here we go. So far, so good. I do not claim to be a professional with frosting, but actually, this frosting is so soft, it's very easy to work with. I wonder if that means I need to keep these guys in the refrigerator. I know we were worried about overfilling the cupcakes earlier. I think it actually worked out fine. Oh, come on. All right. Oh, this is messy business. If you're ever nervous about trying to pipe cupcakes because you've never done it before, 10 out of 10 recommend this recipe because this cream cheese frosting is going on like an absolute dream. Uh-oh, I think that's gonna fall. Do not fall. Oh, I got cocky. Isn't that the way? Ah, that's okay. No one is going to know because I am just going to spiral it on top. That is what we call a cupcake for the chef. Once my cupcakes are finished being frosted, I'm probably gonna decorate them with a little bit of lime zest and a little lime slice just to be fancy. Another option would be to add almost like a crust effect. You could take some crushed graham crackers and just sprinkle them along the bottom edge of your frosting. That might add a nice crunchy contrast too. Ta-da! Oh, look at these cuties! I cannot believe it. These guys look so good. Okay. Oh, let's give these guys a try. Wow, these cupcakes have such a nice balanced flavor. That lime comes through in every element of the cupcake. I'm so glad we added just a little bit more salt. I think that really helps punch up that lime flavor. It's hard to say if the lime extract is worth it. I will say using fresh lime juice and lime zest is 100% worth it. I will definitely be making these again, so that lime extract will be used. Anyhow, I'm off to find a glass of tea to go with these delicious and fresh key lime cupcakes. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And remember, trying new things is messy, but the end result can be pretty sweet. Have a great rest of your day.